it was a good lesson to realize there's a lot more in me than I know. It's like a rubber band. When you think you are stretched, NYS made me even till now, for life I know, even when I feel I'm stretched, I'm almost breaking, there's actually a capacity and ability to stretch a bit more.
What about, before getting in, what about the NYS?
Go back, yes. So after high
I might be so traumatic you've just skipped over.
No.
I don't want to bring some bad memories.
No. They give me a backbone. Yeah? So remember, I've come from a softy life, and then I'd not really been exposed to much because of how I'd isolated myself.
Yes.
So after high school, we were required to go to the National Youth Service. I believe it was for 3 months or 4 months. It was a requirement. And for you to get in, you'd have to come with an NYS certificate.
For you to get into the university?
Unless you got a medical exemption.
Wow.
So people would fake it. People who knew doctors would get it. But then me, I remembered, I'm going to University of Nairobi. And remember, it's not in those days, your parents are on WhatsApp.
Yeah, there's no mobile phones.
Yes.
What year is this? It's like 80?
This was 89, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I did my 6th form in 88.
Okay.
Yeah. So this around 89. And I knew I'm coming now. Remember, I'm not from Nairobi. In those days, they used to call us the district focus people. The people from Sharks. Nakuru was not a city then. And then the Nairobi people had such airs, the guys who came from these my big schools. So people would ask me, where did you come from school? Which school were you in?
Girls.
No. I'd say St. Mary's, which is true. But now they think it's Saints in Nairobi. Yeah, I meant Saints in Nakuru, my primary school. But I just leave it there. St. Mary's. Then people don't, I don't know why, many people always assumed I went to school in Kenya High or Alliance.
Yeah.
But I'd really wanted to come to Moi Nairobi Girls for Form 5 and 6 because I was doing cookery and I did very well. I think I got a 1 in cookery. But there were only 3 or 4 schools in the country offering it, and one was Moi Girls Nairobi. But when my mom was looking, she couldn't get it, and she had told me, I'm not going to stress. Whichever school we get, you go in.
It is what it is.
So anyway, I come to Nairobi.
So NYS, you go and do it?
So yes, well, and NYS was not, one, I didn't want to fake it. Remember now, I'd already given my life to Christ.
Yes.
And so I needed to uphold integrity. I knew I'm not sick. But number 2, I'm coming to the big city where I need to be able to stand on my own. And then number 3, before NYS, we used to have a lot of suicide cases in the universities.
Oh, for real?
Part of it is because of the loneliness, isolation. You come from your small school, Kadidini High School. Then you come to the big city, Nairobi, and you don't know anybody, you don't know the city. So I guess it was a lot of mental health those days, but people didn't use that phrase.
Yes.
And somehow NYS brought a change. See, by the time we met in NYS, you are from all over. They didn't know you were put in barracks, real barracks like the army. And
where did you go, for example?
So all the girls would start in Naivasha. Yes, the boys went to Gilgil for the first 2 months. The girls, we went to Naivasha. And then the last month, all the girls were moved to Gilgil so that now we had a combined parade. So all those things you see the army doing, marching, all those things we did. So when we got to NYS, I remember the first day, I even remember what my bag looks like. So I'd packed it because we had been told, the food there is not good. So I'd packed my bag, and we were told to come with a metal suitcase. So I'd bought a metal suitcase, I'd packed things, food, and non-perishable things. Then I'd packed a blue bag, and I had a backpack. If you've never been to NYS in Naivasha, it is uphill like this. So we get to the gate, I'm with my parents and my brother. So my brother is carrying my suitcase and my bag. Me, I just have like a backpack and a base bucket. Everybody was told, Put the things down. This gate.
You don't pass.
Civilians don't pass. Then they asked, then I think they wanted a shock treatment. The first week was just shouting everywhere. Did we come to your house to pack these bags? Carried. So imagine a heavy metal box. I have a bag, I have this bucket. And then in NYS, you don't walk. You're always jogging. Screaming 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, from the gate. We cried. Kwanza, they love it when you cry. Eh? Mm. You're crying, and you can't stop, and and it's uphill. Mm. Then we get to the dining room. That's when I met one of my friends who had been in primary. I had forgotten her. So she had high school. She was not bright. No, primary, sorry. Catherine had not been the people who academically bright. Mm. I never laughed or made fun of her, but people used to make a lot of fun of her. Because she was always one of the last people. Beautiful, but just nothing really. She'd get 2%, you know. Mm. So it really affected her. How did I know our paths were going to cross in NYS? So we come into NYS, we're told to put bags down, and because I came in at lunchtime, we're told straight to the mess. The mess is the dining room. Mm. So I get in and I see Catherine, and I'm so excited. And I go to say hello, and I know, gosh, I got people. She looked at me like she had, Kurutu, you know, you recruit. What are you doing here? Who are you calling us? Do you know me? Do you know me? Then she came to the table and poured a bunch of salt. There was ugali and green grams. Dengu. She removed the green grams from the table where we were sitting, with we were, and poured salt. I said, in 10 minutes when I come here, that ugali is eaten down, that salt. Now you are people are shouting everywhere. And it's very intentional. They are screaming, they're calling you names.
She was one of the trainers.
Yes. We are so happy that now I have somebody who will cover me. I wish I had not even... So I don't know if she thought or remembered what people did and now payback time. Mm-hmm. Now you're fresh, everybody's crying and they're yelling and they're banging things. And I don't know why we thought we'd finish that salt. So you cut ugali and you're crying. You remember your parents, you cry more. Then they come, they yell. NYS, the first week was not just for us, even guys. Yeah. And then there was this thing.
And how many are you?
Thousands.
Wow. Wow.
Thousands. And then we got into barracks as you came in. You formed a barrack as you came in. So you didn't know each other. Mm-hmm. Those who had been told earlier by their siblings, maybe told their friends, let's meet up in Naivasha and we come together. Mm. So me, I'm in this barrack over 200 people. I didn't know anybody.
From all across the country?
Yes. But it was a good thing because later when we came to campus, even though I didn't know you,
we did.
All the yes.
We went
you are familiar, and you are familiar. Yeah. Somewhere our paths as girls crossed in that camp once in a while. Mm. So I get to NYS and it's yelling, it's everything. In the morning they wake you up even at 3 a.m. Then are shouting, not politely. Pa, things are being thrown. It's crazy, and you don't even know. And they love it when you cry. They love it when you're disoriented, but you get to know it later. And you're running. You're always running in the morning. And far. So one thing NYS did is we became very fit. Mm. Would run, would jog. They tell you, give us press-ups. You're almost like, how many? By the end of it, you got very fit. And then I realized, it was a good lesson to realize there's a lot more in me than I know. Mm. It's like a rubber band. When you think you are stretched, NYS made me even till now, for life I know, even when I feel I'm stretched, I'm almost breaking, there's actually a capacity and ability to stretch a bit more. Mm. Because the things you think I can't do it, you had no choice. You had to do it. Mm. Then we made some good friends in NYS. NYS helped me to have grit. Mm. Because sometimes it has to be done and it's hard. You don't know how it has to be done. Otherwise your life becomes crazy. If you were sick, and you didn't need it, you couldn't go for the morning run. Life was even worse. I realized quickly, don't fake sickness. Even if you're sick, just brace yourself. They'd make life harder. Where are those sick people? Where are those guys who are dying? Come here. And then they tell you, get buckets, pour water in them. And the barrack is long, eh? They tell everybody, before you run, I want everybody get your bucket, bring water. Everything on the bed, pour it. The sick people, as we've gone running, make sure this place is dry by the time we come back. After a while, you realize, Apana, I am sick, I am shaking with fever. Let me just go. So it was good that NYS toughened us in that way. Even when we got to campus.
It prepared you.
It prepared us. Do you know would come from the halls of residence, the box, it's called the box, the women's halls of residence, and you want to go and eat chips. There was only one chips place in Tao, in Uko Chini. You know, now we have many Kenchik places. There was only one near Jivanji. So long as, even if we were two girls, deep in the night, so long as you have a soda bottle, you're like, let's go. We had been so toughened. I knew this bottle, we'll fight anybody, we'll fight anything. And we were just made so tough. And it's good because I think it gave us a lot of grit, and you're able, even now in life, you remember those things that were ingrained in you. I wish they'd used NYS for much more, because we were so many. I wished that had been told, maybe to build some roads, or it was a good thing, but we marched a lot, we ate a lot, we suffered, but came to campus as a group. We were bonded. So even the last month when we met with the guys, I may not have known every guy, but you knew people. So when you came to NYS and you found you had a roommate, especially if you had been to campus.
Yes.
So the rates of loneliness, the rates of feeling isolated completely went down. And actually, for several years when NYS was running, I don't think there were any suicide cases.
What?
Yes.
It sounds like it was such an amazing transition. As difficult as it was, as hard as it was, as much as it just sounds like it was a good transition from this high school period to campus.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we take this now from campus.
Okay.